This is 5 on your side at noon. Focused on you.
We're in a weather alert today as we go on the air at noon. Widespread showers have been falling. What you see is what we're going to get today. Showers, and you may even hear a rumble of thunder. Thanks for being here at noon. I'm Kate Quinn. Let's get right to meteorologist Jim Castillo, who's timing out how long the rain will last and how much we're going to get. Jim?
Yeah, luckily, Kay, this morning so far, and now it's noontime, that we've seen mainly lighter showers, and we like to see that. There's been a few pockets of moderate rain, and right now through downtown St. Louis and the St. Louis City SC Stadium there is getting a little wet. A couple of showers have moved through even downtown St. Louis. So that severe weather threat, let's start with that. It is now moved to the south. So still watching our southern counties between, let's say, 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. That'd be Reynolds County and Iron County, all the way through into southern portions of even south of Mount Vernon. So that's Jefferson County. So way to the south of us, expecting that possibility of maybe some hail or high wind later this afternoon between 2 and 6. Right now, though, that rain is falling and a couple of moderate showers north of Bowling Green and Pike County, Missouri, and also right around Greene County in Illinois, then all the way down into St. Louis, and then widen the shot out a bit. You can see more developing around Dent County and also Crawford and also into Washington County in Missouri. So a couple light showers out there, nothing too heavy. And currently at Lambert at 68 degrees. That's another thing, is that this cool weather is going to stay with us, probably highs only in the low 70s, and some of us likely staying in the upper 60s. Humidity stays high, but again, I'll time out that risk of seeing a stronger storm well to the south of St. Louis coming up in Maine weather, okay?
All right, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you, Jim. Your Weather First forecast is always available, even when we're not on the air. Download the free 5+ streaming app on your Roku, Fire TV, or Apple TV. Just search KSDK in your app store. Developing today, a shooting at a gas station leaves a man dead and a child critically injured. It's a story we've been following all morning long, and minutes ago, 5 on your side's Diamond Palmer learned how new information about the man who died. Diamond?
Well, Kay, I spoke to the victim's family for nearly 30 minutes, and throughout that conversation, the victim's mother, visibly upset and visibly crying, leaning on shoulders of other family members, including her own daughters. She confirms to us the victim in this shooting is Lamarco Sharp. He was 34 years old, She says he leaves behind children of his own. We're going to show you a photo that his mother provided for us. She says that the victim actually attended graduation for his sister yesterday. And again, she is visibly upset and distraught about losing her son. Now, we are told by police that officers arrived to Convenience Express on North Broadway overnight. And that's when they found 2 victims, actually. A 34-year-old man, Lamarco Sharp, who was shot multiple times in his leg, arm, and groin, and he died just hours later overnight. A 6-year-old boy was also shot and suffered a gunshot wound to his side. Now, St. Louis Police Department says that 6-year-old boy is critical but in stable condition. This is the 3rd shooting in the city involving a juvenile in the last 2 days, and unfortunately, the city's 65th homicide. Now, when we were inside of this convenience store, we actually asked the owners questions about this shooting, and he told us he gave evidence to police and told them everything that he knew. Now, the victim's mother actually says that he was here in this convenience store just playing one of the slot games and had no relation to the 6-year-old. Of course, we will continue to keep you updated on this story all day, on air and online. Reporting here in St. Louis, Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.
Police in St. Louis also looking for the people who broke into several cars in the Central West End. Someone broke into 4 vehicles outside the Planet Fitness on Lindell overnight. A gym employee helped the victims clean glass out of their cars. One employee is among the victims. A Hazelwood man in jail today accused of shooting a woman in what police call a road rage incident. It happened yesterday on Interstate 170 in University City. Police arrested Octavian Carr at a gas station in St. Louis. According to court documents, he told investigators he let his anger get the best of him. The woman was shot in the shoulder, and required surgery. The High Ridge Fire Chief urging you to stay out of Rockford Beach in Jefferson County. The warning comes a day after a man almost drowned near the Big River. Someone pulled him out of the water there. Statistics show the river claims a life every other year on average, and last year emergency crews responded to 10 calls at Rockford Park. Chief John Barton says the Big River is more dangerous now because the rain is pushing extra debris into the water.
Yeah, the river's definitely up and the current's moving a little bit more swiftly than normal because of all the rain that we've been having. So it's, we talk about this every year. This is not the environment to swim in, and it's especially worse now because of all the rain.
Chief Barton says boating, canoeing, and picnicking are better ways to enjoy Rockford Beach. Happening today, St. Louis Mayor Tishaura Jones will officially announce her bid for re-election. Her message is expected to focus on the change you can see as she highlights new developments. A campaign kickoff event will be held tonight at Third Degree Glass Factory at 5 p.m. As of right now, no one has announced a plan to challenge her. Time is running out for the Missouri Senate to pass new laws. The session ends tomorrow, and it all comes after an historic standoff. Democrats in the Senate held the floor for more than 2 straight days. As political editor Mark Maxwell reports, their filibuster successfully blocked a Republican push to make it harder to change the state constitution.
Voter rights and abortion politics sent the Missouri Senate into a seizure. A record 50-hour filibuster threatened to shut the upper chamber down until a group of weary Republicans sidestepped the stalemate.
But unfortunately, this Republican Party has no backbone.
Furious members of the Freedom Caucus lashed out at Republican leadership Wednesday afternoon.
And they will have the blood of the innocent on their heads.
Tensions boiled over after a marathon relay.
And then I will hand it off to you.
As the historic filibuster entered its 3rd consecutive day, there was no end in sight.
Because she's going to have hours to talk about it.
Democrats teamed up in pairs for 3-hour shifts to demonstrate they were determined to dig in and drag on through Friday's deadline.
I mean, we've got the willpower, we've got the bodies and the motivation to do it.
Senate Democrats allowed a vote earlier in the year that would have asked voters the same question if they wanted to make it harder to change the Constitution, but this new version came with additional ideas.
What they're doing is trying to confuse and trick voters with deceptive language because they know that if they're able to see what this is on the face of it, it'll fail at the ballot.
We don't want non-citizens voting.
State law already requires photo ID to vote in Missouri, and federal law strictly bars non-citizens from voting. State Senator Bill Eigel claims the language in the Constitution is too vague.
It does not expressly prohibit other citizens from voting in our elections. It does not do that.
But in State Senator Steve Roberts' office,
Well, there's no ambiguity.
he keeps a copy of the 1922 ballot that gave women the right to vote, but clearly said you must be an American citizen. So if that law is already on the books, then what's the harm in letting voters approve it again?
The trick might work.
Democrats fear it might confuse voters from the real aim to limit direct democracy.
If you could have a ballot measure in the future that has the majority of votes and still fails. And this is really coming from an attack on women's rights to choose.
Voters would still get the final say if and when the Senate can agree.
Don't get your hopes up.
Reporting in Jefferson City, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
Still ahead, the events that led to this crash. See the dash cam video as the driver of this truck ends up dangling off the side of a bridge. Also ahead, why a small taco stand is getting praise as being one of the best restaurants in the world. And before we go to break, we want to remind you about Folds of Honor. The campaign sponsored by Schnucks gets underway today. You have through May 28th to round up at the register at all area Schnucks locations. Money raised goes to scholarships for spouses and children of fallen and wounded service members and first responders. Bob on Your Side is a proud partner of the Folds of Honor campaign.